Okay, so we are going to talk about reflections today. We've done translations and dilations. So we're going to talk about reflections, and that means they flip, kind of like you're looking in a mirror. So remember coordinates, always in alphabetical order. So the first letter that shows up in the alphabet stands for X. Second letter that shows up in the alphabet stands for the Y. So remember X and Y, and it's always horizontal, vertical. Okay, so x-axis side to side, y-axis up and down. Reflection, a transformation where a figure is flipped over a line of reflection. So think about that as like your mirror. And it's usually your x-axis or your y-axis. So to reflect an image over the over the x-axis, multiply the y coordinate by -1. Basically, change the sign in front. That's all that means. Not necessarily always negative. So if it was negative, it'll be positive. If it was positive, it'll be negative. To reflect an image over the y-axis, your x coordinate changes. Okay? So change the sign. If it was positive, it'll be negative. If it was negative, now it'll be positive. So on the example, triangle DEF has vertices 2, 2, 5, 4, and F, 1, 5. So graph the figure and its reflected image over the x-axis. Then determine the coordinates of the reflected image. So we'll plot the vertices and connect to form DEF. The x-axis is the line of symmetry. So here is what we're reflecting over. So let's look and see what happened. They've already put both images up there for you. So this is our pre-image. And they flipped it over the x-axis, and that's how we have those little hash marks. That's how we know that that's our image or our new picture. So the points for our new image are, let's see, 2, -2. E prime, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5, -4. And F is at 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so 1, -5. So what we can notice about all of these, they reflected over our x-axis. It looks like X is our mirror. And the only thing that changed from our original vertices to our new vertices down here is our y value. So remember we set up at the top, if you reflect over the y-axis, your y coordinate changes, and that's exactly what happened. We flipped over the x-axis and our y changed, just the sign in front changed. So then on our exercises down here, triangle ABC has vertices A, 0, 4, B, 2, 1, and C, 4, 3. So graph the figure and its reflection over the x-axis. Write the coordinates of the reflected image. So if x-axis is our mirror of sorts, and that's the line we're reflecting over. It's a little bit different if you have a graph, because then all you have to do is look at each point and see how far away they are from your line of reflection or your mirror. So like B is just 1 point away from our mirror. So over that line of symmetry, I'm going to put B prime, my new B, 1 point away from my line of symmetry. Same thing with C. C is 1, 2, 3 away. So 1, 2, 3 away over here. And then A is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 away from the line of symmetry or the mirror on our opposite side. Okay? So we can see that we reflected. Now we have to write the coordinates of the reflected image. So A prime, B prime, C prime. So remember, if we flip over the x-axis, the only thing that changes is our y coordinate. So original A, 0, 4 is going to now be 0, -4. B, 2, 1 is now going to be 2, -1, and C, will be 4, -3. And you can check those coordinates over here. They should match up with these over here that you drew. For exercises 2 and 3, use the following information. So triangle FGH has vertices F, -4, 2, G, 2, 2, and H, 0, -3. And that's on your graph over here. So what are the coordinates of the image of point F after a reflection over the x-axis? So original F, -4, 2. Remember, if it's changing over the x-axis, the only thing that changes is our y value. So that means f prime is going to have to be -4, -2. Number 3, graph triangle FGH and its image after reflection over the x-axis. So we already have f, so let's get g prime. So same thing. The only thing that's changing is our y. So 2, -2, and then that would make h prime 0. And we're changing the y. So before it was negative, so now it's positive. So that's what I was saying earlier. It doesn't always mean that they turn negative. It just means that it changes. It's the opposite of whatever it was. Okay, so if we want to plot this new triangle FGH and these 3 points. So f prime is at -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, -2. G prime is at +2, -2. And H is at 0, +1, 2, 3. So it's kind of weird when your picture is this large because it doesn't look as pretty as these up here where it actually looks like a mirror, but you can tell that it is. It's flipped over that line of symmetry, which was our x-axis. So you can see where it flipped over. The bottom part for exercises 4 through 6, use the following information. So quadrilateral WXYZ has vertices W, X, Y, and Z, and they've already plotted that for you over here. So this is our pre-image. What are the coordinates of the image of point W after a reflection over the y-axis? So now my y-axis is my quote mirror. It's my line of reflection. So the coordinates of the image of point X after a reflection. So X was 3, -4, and since we're reflecting over the y, oh, sorry, I skipped ahead. W, let's do W first. The original points for W were 3, -1. So if we're reflecting over the y, the only thing that changes is our x value. So W prime will be -3, -1. That's the only thing that changes, okay? It's the opposite of whatever axis we're talking about. So in this case, it was our y, so we changed our x. Now, number 5, what are the coordinates of the image of point X after reflection over the y-axis? So again, that means our x value is going to change. So the old x, 3, -4. So x prime should be -3, -4. And then graph the new coordinates. So we've got W, we've got X. Let's go ahead and get Y and Z. So Y prime and Z prime. So Y prime was 0, or Y original was 0, -1. So we want to change that to, actually it'll stay the same, 0, -1. Since our X value is 0, you can't have a -0, so we can't do anything to that. It's going to stay the same. Z prime, my X value was -3, so I'm going to make it a +3 and keep the -4. So I can plot these new points over here. So X prime should be -3, 1, 2, 3, -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So X prime, W prime should be -3, 1, 2, 3, -1. Y prime, 0, -1. And Z prime, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And we can connect all those. I probably shouldn't have used blue for everything I did, but I did. So we can see that it does reflect over Y, and just like earlier we counted, and W is 1, 2, 3 away from its line of reflection, 1, 2, 3 away from its line of reflection. Same thing with Z and same thing with X. It's just on the opposite side. Okay. Your work page is very similar. If you can just really try to remember it's the opposite of whatever axis you're flipping over, that's the coordinate that you change.